The Husqvarna Viking gathering foot is an amazing accessory that you have to have. If you've ever run long rows of stitches and pulled them to get a piece of fabric to gather up, you have got to check this out. All we need to do is take a single piece of fabric, lower down the presser foot, and start to stitch. Now, as you increase the stitch length and the tension, you are going to get a more gathered result. Now, you will find yourself working on lighter weight fabrics with this foot. So lightweight fabrics, linen fabrics. Can you see already it's starting to pucker up? Now, as all I've done is actually increase the stitch length. But if I do go in and start increasing the tension, you're going to find that it's going to gather up even more. So if you have something that has a lot of ratio that you need to gather up, or if you don't know how far to gather it up to, just start on a sample piece of fabric and test out your ratio. Measure it from at the beginning, measure it at the end, and see what you have when you're done. As I've increased the tension, it's gathering more. I can even put my index finger behind the foot and kind of make it kind of stifle, and it will gather it in addition. Now notice here, I have actually used a hemmer foot to put the hem into this piece before I gather. It's a lot easier to do it before you stitch it than to try to have to uncurl the gathering after you've done it. So if you can, plan ahead. But it is amazing, and all you have to do is sew a line of stitching. Isn't that gorgeous? Another benefit of the gathering foot for the Husqvarna Viking is that we can gather one piece onto a base fabric. So this would be great for curtains or dust ruffles or anything that you need there. We're going to go ahead and start off by putting the piece that you want gathered underneath the foot. Now the piece you want to gather it to, we're going to put right side down and into the foot's little mouth here. By getting that started, we're going to find, by just separating, I'm going to hold the top layer in my right hand and the bottom layer in my left hand. And as I increase the stitch length, I will get a different result. So depending on what you're looking for, you can see it's already starting to gather up underneath. Really what I want to do is just watch as I keep both the edges over here lined up neatly together. And to see the final result, we're going to just open this up, and we have perfect gathers without any extra work. One more thing that you can do with this, if you take a piece of fabric, cut on the bias so these edges won't unravel, and actually gather down the middle, you can add this as an embellishment to many different things. I'm going to actually show you next a quilt that this was done on. You could add this to a skirt or even a little onesie just for a little extra ruffle somewhere on it. Now take those bias strips and add it to something fun. Add it to a home deck pillow or to the quilt behind me, which is called Very Girly and is available at Heirloom Creations. I even just added it to this quilt, just straight across on the rows, just to add a little pizzazz. So a gathering foot is something that you've got to have in your stash for your sewing machine. So come on by, we have all types for all different brands of sewing machines.